Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This one's going to be a bit of a speed run of a manga haul because there's so many different series to go through, and I'll be honest, I haven't read a lot of these yet. These volumes won't go unread, I swear. It's just gonna take a long time to get through since I'm juggling like 40 series at the moment, both physical print and digital. So let's just get started. First series is our Haru Ride, Volume 4. I had to stop reading a while ago because Volume 4 was out of stock, but at the time I had opted to haul almost the entirety of the rest of the volumes, with the exception of Volumes 10 and 11. 11 is actually on its way to me, but Volume 10 is the ever-elusive volume that no one knows when it'll be reprinted. But I can at least continue with this series since I'm so curious what makes this one stand out. Seems like a standard shoujo. A girl finds a liking to boy, but then something changes in boy, which adds some romantic complications. I haven't watched the anime yet, and will probably do so after I've read it first, so definitely looking forward to wrapping this one up someday. Next series is Blue Flag, Volume 6. My Blue Flag collection is finally complete. I can continue on from Volume 3 where I stopped, which is pretty criminal for having had to stop there at the time, as I was just starting to get even more invested in Toma's character. Not that I wasn't before, because if you've read the first volume, I mean, my heart. But anyways, so happy to have the full series on my shelves now, with the added benefit that the covers and spines are beautiful. Next is My Dress Up Darling, Volume 5. This volume was just recently released, but this is a series I still need to catch up on. I've only read the first volume, and I don't want to watch the anime yet, but the anime looks amazing though. I had little doubt with Cloverworks. It's a fairly suggestive series with the fan service and stuff, but I don't mind. It's pretty silly from what I've read, so just gotta keep going to see how the relationship between Marin and Gojo develops. Next is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Volume 13. I actually pre-ordered this volume during the Barnes & Noble pre-order sale, even though I haven't started reading this series yet, and only have volumes 0 to 6. This is when the collector side of my brain kicks in. The art style of Hanako-kun is so vibrant and unique that I can't help but collect this series. I've watched a handful of the anime though, so I do have a sense of the premise, and it's not like I'm collecting it totally unaware, but I'll eventually get into reading this one. Next is Kaguya-sama, Volumes 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to put this series on a pause and picking up any further volumes so I can eventually catch up. This is another that I won't be watching the anime yet until I've read what I have of the manga. I'm only on volume 2, so you can see how out of hand my collecting has gone with this series, but I am pretty drawn to the covers and spines, so I don't know, maybe that played into me getting so many volumes. This next one is a Japanese volume I just received, and it's the one-shot look back by Tatsuki Fujimoto. If you hadn't noticed from all my previous videos, Chainsaw Man is not in my collection, and actually the first thing I read of Fujimoto sensei's work was Sayonara Eri, and then I read this one, which I have to say I enjoyed this one so much more. I actually got pretty emotional. The fact that a one-shot was able to tug at my feels is amazing. There's a level of emotional complexity that I wasn't expecting. It follows classmates Ayumu Fujino and Kyomoto and their relationship as they create manga. They started off doing manga panels in their school newspaper, one being jealous of the other as it was clear there was a difference in skill level. and it kind of just goes from there. The storytelling is so concise to be able to delve deep and ask some pretty provoking questions. And actually have no clue how I missed that Viz is releasing the translated version of this in September, but best believe I pre-ordered that copy as well. So I highly recommend you read this if you haven't. Side note though, this hasn't convinced me to read Chainsaw Man yet, so if anyone's planning on commenting down below about it, but know that I am honestly so impressed with this work. Next series is My Love Mix-Up Volume 2. I haven't been able to start reading this because I obviously don't have Volume 1 just yet, but I've been meaning to pick this up. I believe it's a love triangle where the main character has a crush on a female classmate who has feelings for another male classmate, who in turn mistakes her feelings as originating from the male classmate as having feelings for himself, if that makes any sense. I can see why this is called Love Mix-Up. Nothing like a list of misunderstandings, and hopefully not of the frustrating kind, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. Next series I'm looking forward to getting into is Love of Kill Volumes 2, 4, and 7 by Faye, published by Yen Press. Another series I can't start reading yet because, again, no Volume 1, but it's fine. I have so many series to read and catch up on. I passed the series so many times on the shelves at Barnes & Noble and finally started to pick it up. I think this is an enemies to lovers kind of premise, both being assassins, but one doing more of the pursuing compared to the other. I do enjoy more adult themes to kind of get away from the usual school life romance, so hopefully this does it for me. I want to say my initial hesitancy was that I hear it's a bit of a slow burn, but then was subconsciously convinced to pick it up by a video done by Nana's Dreams. I'm highly influenced if you all haven't noticed. Next series is Maison Ikkoku Volumes 1 to 6 by Rumiko Takahashi in these really gorgeous quality Viz Sig copies. I got this during the Viz Right Stuff sale to read someday. So again, another series I have yet to start, but I'm fairly confident in Takahashi sensei's work. I hear great reviews and love towards this series. I'm only familiar with the Inuyasha and Ranma 1/2 anime, so this will be the first time I'm reading her manga instead. It centers around Kyoko Otonashi, who moves into a boarding house as the manager. Yusaku Godai is about to leave that boarding house, but falls in love with Kyoko immediately upon her arrival. Of course, I'm sure there will be lots of struggles and hardships, but as a lover of rom-coms, I'm here for this. Next is one that I've been eagerly waiting to receive in order to complete my collection, and that's Monster Omnibus Volumes 5 and 9. I've been waiting for these since the beginning of the year. I left off on Volume 3 because I didn't want to read it too fast, as it's a pretty gripping story. It follows Kenzo Tenma, who's a well-acclaimed neurosurgeon during post-war Germany and faces a pretty critical decision. I won't say more than that since it's a psychological mystery and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but definitely looking forward to continuing this when I'm in the mood for a bit of a thrill. Continuing on with the European setting, another one that I was also waiting to get that got stuck in a Right Stuff order was Moriarty Volumes 1 and 3. I have all the other volumes available so far, but couldn't start again because I was missing Volume 1. But now I have it. It follows Moriarty, the criminal genius, to oppose Sherlock Holmes. A twist in storytelling that follows the antagonist for a change instead of the usual hero. As you can see, I'm not just a shoujo, josei, romance, slice of life addict. I do enjoy mystery and crime, so curious to see how this one pans out. next is the series Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai in this 2-in-1 omnibus version. I picked this up because I had really enjoyed the anime when it first came out. I thought the whole concept was really interesting. I don't know if the light novel to this manga adaptation will be exactly as anime, but it centers around this disease called adolescence syndrome or puberty syndrome. That is experienced by each of the main characters. But I think in this one, it'll just focus on Mai and Sakuta. So Mai, a child actress who went on hiatus, suddenly finds that no one seems to take notice or see her, quite literally, no matter what she does, even while dressed up in a bunny girl costume at the library. However, Sakuta does see her and opts to help figure it out. I'm a fan of science and space and theories, so when it got to the Futaba part where she was talking about quantum physics, I got pretty interested. So, I thought that was a really interesting plot driver. So anyways, there's a series of consequences that happens the longer the syndrome is not solved or addressed, so I thought it'd be cool to read the manga as well. And last series is Those Not So Sweet Boys, Volume 6. I've read up to volume 3 and I think I just want to finish reading this series just to finish it and see what happens and how it ends. I don't know why I can't seem to click with Yoko Nogiri's works, but it seems very standard to me. We have Midori Nanami, who's tasked with convincing these group of guys to start attending class again. Midori develops feelings for Rei, one of the guys, but then there are his other two friends that present their own twists to the relationship Midori wishes to have with Rei. Along with, backstories of the characters, it all just seems like an alright romance, slice of life shoujo. I'm fairly committed in general to finishing series that I collect, but if by the end of it, it falls kind of flat, I may end up unhauling this along with Love and Focus. Dang, I shouldn't have ended on a low note there, but that's all for this haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the different series I picked up for now. Let me know if you're reading or super invested in any of the series that I've mentioned. And as you know, I'm very active in the comments and enjoy having conversations with all of you. So feel free to leave your comments down below. And as always, I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in my next video. Take care.